So look, if you don't have money for training, like start looking at not looking at just like where you're at right now, but look at what you were paying attention to over the course of the last 3 months, 6 months, the last year. Like this is why it's so important to consider everything that you have like within your life instead of just having single verticals. Because if the only vertical that you have and that you consider is training or is your sport, then you can't access what plays into those verticals. So like having an amount of money is going to allow you to feed into the vertical of training. It doesn't even necessarily have to be your money, but it's that you have some resource that you can pull from to get that to fuel your training. You have relationships. Like if the only thing that you're doing is training and you don't have any relationship to support that, you're not going to be able to invest as much into the training because you need the relationships to support that. Like when things go bad, when things go well, you need people to celebrate with. You need people that you can talk to when they don't go well. Like, I mean, you don't necessarily need those things, but you need some type of structure in place for all these different verticals, like money, relationships, training, your sport, how you process and handle yourself. Like all these different verticals all feed into each other. But what happens is, like you get stuck, and this is what happened to me, was I got stuck in one vertical. Like I got stuck in a training, a performance, and a sport vertical. And I didn't consider any of the other things, right? And like what I told myself was like, you don't have enough time to put time and energy into these other verticals, right? But that wasn't true. What ended up happening was I put more, because I had so much time, I put too much time into the vertical that was training and sport, to the point that, basically to the point that I was forcing myself to put myself there, and that's fine, but like, if you don't understand holistically why you have to force yourself there, then at some point something's gonna give, and that's essentially what happened. So like we need the support of all these different verticals, and that's why like even if you're only an athlete and you're only training right now, like that's your biggest thing, you need to consider these other verticals, and it's going to it's going to improve the actual verticals that you're mainly focused on, because those other ones support that. Like it makes everything else easier, and you start realizing you don't have to do everything by yourself. You don't have to, like you don't have just one thing that one thing fails, then everything falls apart for you. Like you have all these different webs that you can work in, and it makes all of them better together as they grow.